Hello, friends. Welcome to Akulmach Live. My name is Chandrakant. I am the co-founder of Akulmach, and today we have a very interesting subject to discuss, and that is about the economy, especially economy of India. We know that the India is gradually improving in their business, also ease of doing business. There are various parameters that India is improving upon. However, India is a very large country. Now, some people say it is the most populous country in the world. India has overtaken China in terms of population. Also, the population will continue to rise till 2060, and it will become humongous population in this part of the world. So we have to ensure that our business is resilient enough and keeps growing. The government of the day has set a target for India to become number 3 economy in the world after US, China, and third would be India. So it is very important that 20% of the population of the world lives in this country, and we have to also grow in life. We have also improve our businesses. So today's episode is dedicated on this particular subject. By the way, I am live across all social media platforms. If you have any suggestions, any questions, those will be displayed here on this side of the screen. As soon as you send me your message, I will read and respond to you. So this is very instant, etc. And at the same time, if you want to participate in this discussion live with your mic and camera, you can. The process of joining live is described in the description below. Kindly go through all the steps and join me live. All lines are open. I'm waiting for you to join live. All right. So let's continue our discussion about the bringing the economy out of recession, or also improving the economy going forward. There are 4 points that I will talk about today. And here we go to the first point. The first point is the job market dynamics. It's a very, very critical subject, and no growth means anything if there are no jobs for people. And especially India has almost 50% population comprising of people below 30 years. They are highly educated, they are dynamic, they are energetic, and they are living in a growing economy. All right. So there has to be opportunities for all this 50% population. I mean, just calculate the humongous population. It is almost like 600 million professionals who are living in this country, and to provide jobs for all these 600 million people, it is the responsibility of the government, today's government or future government. All right. But it is also our responsibility to ensure that we choose the right profession. We analyze and sniff the opportunity as business people, and put our efforts, our strength into the right socket, into the right plugs, so that we can grow ticket by ticket by ticket. All right. So that is something. So when we talk about job market dynamics, see, the dynamic is completely different what used to be in the previous decade. Today it is an era of online, and it is every day as the day passes, the online grip is increasing more and more. I mean, if you look at the e-commerce market, it is completely moved online. If you look at the consumer market, it is completely moved online. In a large country like India, where people feel very comfortable buying things using an app, and then these commodities are delivered at your doorstep. So you don't want to go out to a physical store. I mean, you may go out, you may negotiate with the shopkeeper and say, hey, I checked the price online, and you're actually selling for more. So you are actually ensuring that as a consumer, you are getting the best deal. On the flip side, because of the emergence of the online stores, the physical stores are losing relevance very quick. There used to be, weekend stroll for all the families to go to a mall and, make their purchases and also enjoy themselves. But today, you will go to a mall, but not for purchasing. You will actually go to a mall for watching movie or having some fun, eat out with your family and friends, etc. So lots have changed. E-commerce market has completely moved in the online space, especially when it comes to customer acquisition. So that is point number one. I mean, if you look at the job dynamics, the kind of manpower, the e-commerce, which is a very, very large, humongous sector, is totally different. You don't need salespeople anymore because the sales job has been replaced by the app. There are a lot of advancement happening on the app side, which is how do you basically attract the customer so that they actually end up pressing the buy button when they are scrolling. So that's a different area, but that is all AI control or system control. But the jobs are gone. The jobs for sales guys and marketing guys are gone. Especially in the marketing arena, the marketing is shifting to the video platform. So there is a lot of churn happening. The usual digital marketing is changing into video marketing. And now there is AI coming into the fray. The AI is changing things by automating most of this repeatable stuff. There are funnels being created. People who are expert marketers, they are creating funnels and they are actually selling those funnels to intended customers. So there is a lot of ready-made stuff being provided so that the AI can be much more beneficial. So today, if you actually get rid of your manpower, replace with the AI bot, that is the norm today. More and more businesses are moving towards implementation of AI. So leaving behind certain people who are not living with the time, who are not sniffing the opportunity, they will have to skill themselves. So we'll come to the skill part, but right now there is a completely different dynamics. And if you look at the sector wise also, there is totally different dynamics. If you look at the HR job market, it is also completely online. Okay, so job interviews are conducted online. The jobs which are available today are also online jobs. I mean, if you look at the LinkedIn, you will see half of the jobs which are coming advertised on LinkedIn are online jobs. People don't want you to come to their brick and mortar offices. So these are real changes as we speak today. These are real, absolutely on ground reality. I mean, if you look at the e-governance, which is also a big segment, you don't need too many people to look at to manage the e-governance aspect like taxation, any benefit transfer, etc. All this is taken care automatically by a system, at least in a large country like India. And I'm sure there are a lot of scope for other countries to catch up. So e-governance has become a big matter. I mean, if a small country like UAE, you can implement one website which can provide few million people requirement. That's not a big deal. Providing for every citizen in India using all kinds of e-applications, it's a big thing. It requires huge hardware infrastructure, telecom infrastructure, which India has scaled up quite tremendously. So I think that the point is that job dynamics is completely different what used to be in the previous decade. Going forward, more and more jobs will be of the online nature, and because they are online, the people who are actually working for you can come in at any time, can go out at any time, and then you suppose you are hiring some freelancers, you would actually look at them from the project perspective. I mean, you will look at how much work that person has completed. So what is happening today is that your profile as a hirer is changing, and the people who are employees, their profile is changing to a freelancer. That means contract employee. Now, contract employee can be, because of the online space, people are looking at project by project, and if they can actually work for multiple projects on a single day, they actually increase their remuneration. So there is a lot of flexibility being provided because of this online space, and online space not only provide opportunity for actual data driven employees, but also artists and also consulting people. A lot of consulting is happening in the online space, and the video platform has become a very big thing where the originality matters. I mean, if you use a lot of AI, then that's not original. Lot of people will not watch the AI content, but if you're original, a lot of people will watch your content. Therefore, many employees are turning towards the video platform either as a production house or as an expert to basically sell few things in the online space. So a lot of changes are happening when it comes to online space as well as the overall job market. The entire dynamic is totally different. So I think it's completely flipped compared to what it was in the previous decade. In fact, the changes are so rapid that everything, the whole dynamic of how do you work as a professional has changed in the last 5 years. So these are real changes, and India has to, if Bharat, our great nation, has to grow in the global arena, we have to pick up more and more online skills. So we will talk about the skills, but what is the next option that our nation must look at? And that is the policy intervention. Right now, the government is also moving very rapidly, but not fast enough. From my point of view, the government is bringing a lot of positive changes. They are preparing the country, the nation for the future. This government of the day today has a 100-year vision, which is remarkable. And I'm sure there are great brains behind all this policy transformation and also all the reforms which are happening, whether it is in the area of education or taxation or any other, or defense services. There are so many reforms the government has started, which are going to impact the overall business for a very, very long time. However, there are certain areas which I feel government must look at, and I want your opinion as I'm live, and I welcome all of you to join. All lines are open. You can join me from any social media. Process of joining in this particular stream is given in the description below. All right. So I'm waiting for you to join me live with your mic and camera. All right. So the policy intervention. See, there are certain areas, especially the online space, there has to be more freedom given, because the online space, there was a lot of freedom in 20s and especially before 2020, 21 to be precise. However, after 21 and 22, the government actually brought a lot of regulations around this, because as it was growing and there were, the fake news were also coming in. So government actually tightened the screw, and they built a lot of checks and balances, especially to control the online media. So in a nutshell, there is little decline in the freedom in order to what kind of content you can make as a content provider. All right. So that is one thing. However, there's another thing which is about how the content provider make money. So if everybody is shifting to the online space, I think it's but natural from my point of view is to loosen the knots a little bit, provide much more friendly setup so that people can feel free and without any hitch they can actually do their business. And whether you are an entertainer or a serious business consulting guy, you should be able to work comfortably without worrying too much about the legality. But right now the things are that you have to be absolutely legal. You have to know what are the legal policies of India. So I think there is little bit tweaking is required. Otherwise, whatever policy government makes will have a direct impact on your profile. For instance, there are reforms happening in the defense services, so it has a direct impact of people who wants to join the defense services today, but the impact will be felt after 10 years. So the policy interventions are basically long-term decisions that the government of the day takes with the intention of a long-term view. All right, but there has to be some policy which will have impact in a shorter term. You might say that there is a budget for that, but then budget is year on year, and that is too short. But I think there has to be something which has to be given in a consistent manner for business people. If you change certain things quickly, then it is also bad. People will need time to adjust. After all, we are all humans. So you cannot have a knee-jerk policy intervention. You must have a standard policy slightly loosened up so that people can generate money, especially in the online space. The online space is also expanding quite a bit. There is a education technology, there is a medical technology which is also coming up. More and more people are now, even in this area, are getting into online schools or online healthcare services, etc. So a lot of consumption of these services is also happening online. Recently, in India, the new laws have been introduced, and even the new laws embrace the online space, where a lot of these legal activities can be accessed from an online portal. So a lot of changes are happening. So the point is that there are certain policies which are taking longer, but I think the government can speed up the whole process. Maybe this new government will speed up the whole processes, bring new reforms quickly, and will ensure that things are moving in the right direction, and things are made much more easier. However, policy, whenever we talk about policy, it has a direct impact on what we do. Let's move on to the next point, which I want to talk about, is the entrepreneurship. We already know that there were a lot of startups. The government of India started a startup program which was meant to give boost to the imaginative guys, who come up with some innovative ideas, and government gave them grants, government gave them backing, easy loan facility to start. That initiative actually make a lot of new entrepreneurs, and some of these entrepreneurs became unicorns. And once one or two guys became unicorn, the other 20 guys will be attracted and want to basically become unicorn. So this has created a surge. If you look at the Indian startup market, it's huge. No other market anywhere in the world, especially when it comes to startup, can compete with the startup. And these are all privately held. They are not backed by government or any communist party or anything. These are all individuals with creative ideas. And there are so many. I mean, if you pick up any city, there are so many startups being created every day. Not only in the large city, but also in the B-class cities like Jaipur, Lucknow, Chandigarh. There are a lot of startups coming up everywhere in the world. In fact, there is a startup in the space research arena also. There was a satellite sent by ISRO, which was designed by a 17-year-old student from Chandigarh, and that satellite has gone. So that was a project. However, it has proved that even the young guy can design a satellite which can be sent to the space. So it was a great thing. So a lot of innovations are happening, and I think they should continue, especially as discussed in the first point, that more and more people are jumping the ship and they don't want to work as an employee anymore. They want to become entrepreneur. So that is why it is more relevant for government of the day to make starting a company and running a company a lot easier, because ease of doing business really will propel this space, open up this space, and especially if the country is prosperous, it's because of the entrepreneurs. Because entrepreneurs will bring revenue, will generate employment for themselves and also employment for others. So that is why Indian government must think about how they can make this space much more lucrative, so that more and more youngsters, especially India has 50% people below 30, can join this particular arena and become successful and rich entrepreneurs. All right, so I think this is one area which will explode in next coming years, next 5 to 10 years. So if you are a smart person and if you are having some ideas, you can try your luck, especially if you're an Indian. So a lot of these things are going to happen, already happening, and will continue to happen. And then this brings us to the last point, and that is skills for tomorrow. Now, all of these things are good, but if you do not have these skills, if you do not know what is the business landscape and what skills to develop for next 5 years, I mean, if you are a MBA, that does not give you any skill. It just gives you a degree, which is important. However, what skills you want to have to continue in this new in this new world. The business paradigm is different. Customers are online, sellers are online, consulting guys are online, consumption of consulting is online, e-governance is online, even the defense services are, a bit of it is online, because a lot of these defenses are provided by different skyline and different kinds of umbrella. So I think this is something which is happening, and therefore we have to know what are the skills which are important for tomorrow. One of the skills that are important for tomorrow definitely is the online space. You have to understand how the online space function, how the digital marketing will happen now going forward after 2024, how video will become a major shaker and mover. So these are the things which you need to understand. You need to understand what are the elements I need in order to be successful. Do I need to improve my communication skills? Do I need to improve my storytelling skills? Because even if you're an entrepreneur and you come across an idea, how this idea will be fructified, you need to be having some skills. Now you could hire those skills, but then it will increase your investment. But if you can skill yourself for the new world, then it will be much more advantageous for you. You don't have to basically invest in hiring other people. Most of the work can be done by you. You can then look for editors, you can look for copywriters, you can look for other specialized skills, and then you can go about doing your business. So definitely communication skill is a must. Digital marketing skill is a must. And I think normally we go to schools and universities and colleges to basically get these new skills. So I think there is a gap there also, that the education institutes are not moving up with reality to what their students, pass out students will face when they come out in the real world. So I think there is a need for education system also to gear up and start providing skills which are required for today. So there is a lot of gap, especially in India, when the pass out people will find it difficult to use what they have learned in the colleges to find jobs. So I think there is a huge opportunity for skills to be developed, whether you actually develop it yourself or you study in some institute or do a online course. Nevertheless, there are a lot of skill gap which exists in India. We need to fill that skill gap so that after 5 years we can be employable, we can be successful, and we can be a good country with knowledgeable professionals. So I think this is something which we need to do. This is a collective responsibility, and that will actually improve our economy as a nation. It will bring our economy out of the recession. In case there is some recession going on, we will not be affected by recession, because we'll be taking the world with us. We will be moving along, making sure that we are doing the right thing, so that we actually create a supply chain followed by or backed by our own skills and our expertise. So friends, I will like to end my live stream now. If you have any suggestions, any comment, feel free to send it across. Otherwise, have a nice day, and I will catch you again in the next one.